means losing your nerve. In the case of Latrell Sprewell, it meant losing your cool and your job for choking your coach, P.J. Carlesimo. But Sprewell says that's not what happened. Tonight, for the first time, the Golden State Warrior tells his side of the story. Sprewell was fired by the Warriors and suspended for a year by the National Basketball Association. But last week, an arbitrator reduced the suspension and reinstated the 2 years and $16 million remaining on Sprewell's contract. He says the reason the arbitrator handed him such a victory is that the attack was not as brutal as everyone thought.
I wasn't choking P.J. I mean, P.J., he could breathe. It's not like he was losing air or anything like that. I mean, it wasn't a choke. I wasn't trying to kill P.J.
Well, we've seen the marks on his neck.
Well, I saw the two. Yeah. Those were the two little marks right there. Those were caused by my nails. I mean, I didn't. If you're choking someone, you don't get 2 scratches. You get welts totally around your neck.
But didn't the team have to come and pull you off?
Well, they did.
You snapped. You lost it. You were out of control.
Well, I will say that, I was upset and I did lose control to a certain degree, but I didn't lose total control.
Your feeling as you look back is that you were not out of control, that you would have stopped? You would have stopped it at some point? Well, if your teammates hadn't come over?
No one had been there, yes. It's not like I was going to sit there and kill the man. No, I would have stopped, definitely. I was upset.
When I get upset, I'm not physical. And most people aren't, Most people get upset and they don't do something violent.
Right. Well, my answer to that is we're all different people. Everybody isn't the same, Your personality is different than mine.
Talk about different personalities. The trouble between Carlesimo and Sprewell had been brewing for some time. And when the Warriors began the season with a losing streak, Sprewell says his coach singled him out and berated him in front of the other players.
I had been thrown out of practice for the second time. I almost felt like I'm the person that's being blamed for all of the losing. And, it was just so much going on that at that time, I think the frustration really built up. And it was just got to a point for me where I was just, I couldn't take it anymore.
So he throws you out, and that's when you go for him.
Mm-hmm.
If the coach had been black, would this whole thing have been completely different?
I don't think so. It was all about the respect factor with me. I mean, I think with PJ, his coaching style is such that, he likes to discipline and get on guys, and I'm saying we're men. It was about PJ disrespecting me as a man. And,
person to person.
Person to person. Person to person. You don't talk to people the way PJ talked to me.
People might be saying, hey, kid, you earn millions and millions of dollars. Live with it. Forget the respect. Take your money.
When you're dealing with respect, money is not an issue. To have my pride, my respect, and my manhood means more than any dollar amount.
Sprewell grew up poor, raised at various times by his mother, father, and grandparents. And he wasn't one of those boy wonder basketball stars. He didn't play organized basketball till senior year in high school and had to fight for recognition in college. One thing people don't know is that you're raising how many kids?
4.
You have 4 children.
Well, I'm raising 2. The other 2, they're with their moms, and I support them, though.
And always have?
Yes.
You have 3 daughters and a little baby boy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are any of these 4 children going to be basketball players?
I think all of them are going to be. No, I don't know.
The girls?
They're definitely active. I mean, they have a lot of energy.
Are you married?
I might as well be. I'm not officially married, but I've been with my girlfriend for about 7 years now, and
you live together?
Yeah, we live together. We have a great relationship, and it's just a matter of time before we eventually get married.
We're sitting here having this very civilized, low-key conversation, and all of a sudden it comes into my head. You choked the guy.
Well, I didn't choke him.
Did you threaten to kill him?
Well, I made a threat, but it's not where I come from. I told you, I was in a poor environment, and the neighborhood is just, when you say certain things, you may not necessarily mean it. I know that this conduct is not appropriate in society or in professional sports.
The reason this incident caused such a public outcry is that Sprewell attacked his coach not just once, but twice. And the NBA called that premeditation. But Sprewell told us that after he took a shower, he came back to the gym just to tell Carlesimo he didn't want to play for him anymore.
I had enough. I want to be gone. I want to be out of here. Get me out of here.
Are you saying you didn't go back in anger? You went back to calmly tell him that?
Well, I wouldn't say calmly because, you know, I mean, at that point, I'm still upset. It's not like I was going to walk over and have a conversation like we're having now. I mean, I was probably yelling a little bit and screaming and things like that because I was upset. But so I got maybe within 4 to 5 feet from PJ. Now, other players, those guys come over and they try to get me from getting any closer to PJ. And I think when that happened, I just started swinging my arms just to get free from those guys. And this is where they say PJ was punched or something. I know that I didn't intentionally go out there to hit PJ.
What you're saying, it was just a flailing arm that hit him inadvertently?
I'm saying if it did, no. I'm saying I didn't. I didn't go out there and swing.
In the world, according to Sprewell, not only were the attacks on his coach more like routine scraps than criminal assault and battery, but his entire public image as a bad actor with a violent temper is a distortion. There's been so much written about you, and one of the things that's always written over and over is that there have been incidents like this one in the past. You had one with, yes, with your teammate, Jerome Kersey, which was similar. You had the fight, you went away, you came back.
The fact of the matter is Jerome Kersey and I, we had an incident, and that incident was over that day, and we were fine the next day. I mean, how many guys have gotten into fights in sports, though? I mean, it's just a physical game, and you play the game with a lot of emotion. Are you saying now that you are not a person who loses his temper, a person who gets out of control? I think if you look back at my history as far as, I have one technical in 5 years in playing. You ask any referee, have I been disrespectful to them? Any coach other than PJ, have I ever been involved in anything like this? No. Do you need counseling? No, I don't feel I need counseling. I think that I've had all the counseling. I've seen so much. I've seen everybody say everything about me. It's like I've been in counseling, watching TV, you know? I've been counseled so much. The arbitrator's decision last week that reinstated Sprewell's contract worth $16 million was taken as a slap in the face by the Warriors and PJ Carlesimo.
I'm a little disappointed, again, because I thought Chris and our organization stepped up and made a statement of, you know, what they think is acceptable behavior or not, and the league supported that, and to have that set aside is disappointing.
NBA Commissioner David Stern also said the arbitrators sent the wrong signal. Stern's year-long suspension of Sprewell was cut nearly in half.
It says you get fired if you choke your boss anyplace, but not in the NBA.
He said, you can't choke your boss and keep your job unless you're in the NBA.
Well, I told you before, it wasn't a choke.
I mean, fine, you didn't choke him. My boss yells at me, and I go for his throat. I'm going to be fired. Anybody in this country's going to be fired. I mean, you know that, right?
You won't be permitted from working anywhere else, so you have the opportunity to go work somewhere else. I think
if they'll take me after I've gone from my boss.
You're right, that's if they'll take you. And I'm saying, okay, I did this. You know, one of the things Stern wanted to do was keep me from playing this year, which he did. The suspension was cut back, but I'm not playing this year.
Did you attack your coach and get away with it?
I don't know if I attacked him. I don't know about getting away with it. If you cost $6.5 million in 68 games, that's the highest suspension in any sport that's not drug-related. I mean, that's, to me, I mean, that's not getting away with anything.
Sports are becoming kind of a swamp of bad behavior. You know, you have this baseball player spits at the umpire. You've got players beating up fans, punching people, kicking a cameraman. What's happening here?
I think that we're just in the position where everybody's watching. And I think these things happen in everyday life somewhere.
You do?
I mean, somewhere they have to. I'm not saying that this is the first time. You think that when Dennis kicked the photographer, that's the first time something like that ever happened? No, I mean, it's just the first time it happened on national TV where
Yeah, you know,
saw it.
I do think it's the first time. Something's changed. Things are different.
Can I have your autograph?
You got a pen?
No.
What's different? A guy can be villainized for 3 months by his team, his league, and the press, and still be mobbed by adoring kids. That's what happened when we went with Sprewell to a Los Angeles playground yesterday.
Hey, you're playing next year, aren't you?
Next year.
Latrell Sprewell was a little bit famous before he throttled his coach. He's a lot more famous after. And in an age in which celebrity is everything, why he's so famous may not matter.
No joke.
Latrell Sprewell.
Yeah.
You kicked your coach's ass?
No, I didn't.
A young boy, 9 years old, said to me, now he knew I was coming to do this interview, and he said, now I know that Mr. Sprewell is a bad man for what he did, but here's his card. Would you get his autograph for me? So, and I have it. I am going to see if you'll do this
Well, you
for
tell
him.
him I'm not a bad man first for what I did. That doesn't make me a bad person. You tell him that I made a mistake, and I'm sorry for that, but that doesn't make me a bad man.
When you talk to your own kids, what do you tell them about the incident?
Well, I just tell them that I made a mistake and that I was upset and that they shouldn't handle a similar situation the way I did, that they should try to seek help in other ways other than using physical force.
I've asked you some pretty tough questions. You've not risen to it once. You've been very even-tempered. You've been very good-natured. Are the people who know you best, are they going to recognize this Latrell?
This is Latrell.
This is Latrell.
This is me. This is how I am, and this is the thing that people don't know. Only the people that are close to me know this side of me. Everyone else, all they know is when I finish dunking the ball, I'm upset, I'm mad, or I'm in this rage, or I play with this rage. But when I'm off the court, you know.
Really? This is you?
This is me.